welcome back to Chris Reviews Stuff. Today we're going to be doing something with a watermelon since it's the summertime, at least when I made this video. So we've already got half a watermelon. What are we going to do? We're going to use this thing. It's one of these watermelon like slicers. We used it on the other half of the watermelon, so I have some experience. So I was coming into this video a little knowledgeable. But we're going to use this on the rest of the watermelon. So this watermelon's been in the refrigerator for about a week, and what we're going to do is uncover it. We're going to use this to slice the watermelon up. One thing to note though with this is that you do need some prep when you use this. So you really can't come into this and just kind of jab this in here, because it can't just come straight in, because this needs to spin. What this does is, it's not sharp, but it's sharper here. What this does is it pushes into the watermelon, and as you push into the watermelon, the wheel spins. And as the wheel spins, because you're pushing the watermelon in, this wheel cuts the watermelon into these like 1-inch sections. It's pretty cool when it works. However, it does need prep time. So again, you can't just press this into the watermelon. You need a little bit of prep. So how do you prep? Well, you get a knife and you cut the watermelon up. So let me go do that. Okay, so now we got a knife. I'm a little shorter with because I'm bending down and stretching my legs out. I'm not usually this short in comparison to the counter. So what you need to do, not that anyone really cares, so you just got to kind of cut the side off of the watermelon here. And you have to have clean hands. Make sure you wash your hands before you do this, because people are going to eat this. Okay. So what I like to do is I kind of like to cut some of this rind off. And again, I've only used this thing once before, so just kind of taking my watermelon practices from prior experiences with watermelon to this. All right, so now you can see we've got this watermelon. Kind of just cut the side, okay? Because what you need is a clean or clear surface to bring this in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of drop this down, and it's kind of neat. It has a measure here, 0, 1, or 2 centimeters. So get ready, good with centimeters. So just going to kind of put this in here and push in, okay? And as I said, as you push, the wheel spins, cuts the watermelon. There you go. You get these really nice slices of watermelon. Watermelon's really good. And as we use this more, you'll notice that this kind of creates this like a road here, and you're just going to keep running this through the watermelon as you get lower and lower. So let's keep doing that. I got my container, dump it out in here. And sometimes you do have to feed this backwards to get the watermelon out. So let's keep cutting it up. So I've already cut a couple here. It goes pretty quick, but you will notice that you do kind of get sloppy edges on the side, which is fine. And you have to be careful on the rind. So when the closer to the rind where it's white, or even the skin, it gets a little hard, so you have to push a little harder. I don't think this is going to cut you, but I'm not going to play with it. We'll find out. So let's get a little closer with the camera, and you can actually see it sliding through. All right, so as you can see here, we've got a really nice cutout here. Kind of reminds me of like a horseshoe crab for some reason, I don't know. However, as you start getting closer and closer to the rind, you're going to be unable to use this. You know, you're not going to really put this in here to get this little piece here. So you're really still, while this makes the guts of the watermelon really quick to cut, if you don't want to be wasteful, and when watermelon is really good, you don't really want to waste it, you're going to have to take a knife and kind of cut here and bring this in. You're going to have to cut this with a knife anyway. So if you want to be a pure watermelon eater, you're going to have to use a knife and kind of trim this up, because like I said too, is see here, we're starting to get to the bottom, but we know there's more meat in the center of the watermelon. But this tool isn't going to allow us to get there, because we're going to hit the rind, and then we're going to have some white spots, and then nice watermelon spots in the middle. So That's one thing you do have to worry about with this is you're going to run into areas that may have rind if you're not careful with how often you use it. Some of the things I don't like about it is that. Some other things it's not as easy to unload. So I could take this and dump it here, but you can see I just turned it over and it's still kind of caught in the end there. So you do have to kind of spin it sometimes to get it out, or use your hands to pull it out. Not a big deal, but it is something to note. But the hardest thing, is to get these rind pieces here, and then the wheel will stick. Like if it can't go any further, it's going to stay there. So now I'm stuck. I'm going to have to use the knife to really cut this up anyway to get this good red juiciness out of here. So while this is really cool to save some time cutting the guts of the watermelon, you're still going to need a knife, no matter what you do. Unless you want to throw this out or put it in your compost. I've got the rind right here. I'm going to throw this in my compost so I don't kind of waste it. But you're not going to get all the watermelon with just this. You definitely have to bring out the knife and cut up the rest of it. Because even here at the end and the bottom, where I was pushing in with the wheel, this is some good watermelon here, and you're going to lose it otherwise unless you use a knife. So very cool tool. I think this is like $8 to $15 on Amazon. I'm sure 1,000 companies make this, so they're really all the same. I think we found this one on some deal or whatever. It was like the Amazon deal with that. Very cool. However, you still need a knife, so don't think you're getting away from a knife, because you still have to prep the watermelon before you can use it. And then if you want to get the rest of the watermelon, you're gonna have to use the knife. Thanks for joining me here on Chris Reviews Stuff. If you like this video, check out my other ones. And don't forget, please, to like and subscribe. It really helps a ton. Thanks again.